But let's hear what Victor Conti had to say about me again. I told y'all before when he said I was correct. Let's see what he said about me in this one.
Demanding that they have a welcome and a congratulations.
Well,
but transparency. But
yes.
No, Al didn't want transparency. He wanted to be shady, okay?
Okay, all right. So, but out of fairness to me, though, Vic, the only reason I said contradiction is because your tweet said 8 weeks of testing with Spencer Crawford.
Hold on, Vic.
But you said, hold on, Vic. I got to defend my honor, Vic, because you said I said that, and I did. But the reason why I said it is because your tweet said in July, your tweet said, I think that was, let me make sure I don't want to misquote you. Hold on. Because I want the people to know
where did I say 12 weeks?
Well,
you said it on this show.
In July 31st, 23, you said 8 weeks. When you were on, I believe you were on Coach Malachi. I'm not going to disrespect you right now because it's between me and you, but Coach Malachi's channel, I believe you said 12 weeks of testing on here. On this interview, you also said 10 to 12 weeks testing between Crawford and Spence. So that's the only reason why I said that you contradicted yourself. I wanted to,
Then you're correct. Then you're correct. If I said that recently.
He said I was correct. He know he said that recently. Don't make me pull it up when he said it. You can detract and spy on me and hate on me all you want. I'll pull the tape up now. He said there was 12 weeks of testing for Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. And then I pulled up the tweet that he put out 2 days after the fight on July 31st, where he claimed there was 8 weeks of testing. And once I pointed the evidence out to him and showed it on my screen for him to see it, he said, "You're correct." You see, is that an advocate or an avenue? See, when you're an advocate, D-Town, you don't misspeak, because that was what the next thing somebody just said. Won't you finish playing what he said next? I'll play what he said next. And you know what he said next? I misspoke. When you're an advocate, you don't misspeak. You don't falsify information. You don't get tied down in certain... My point is, how you remember something that happened 25 years ago, but then when I ask you something that happened 3 months ago, you're old age and you don't remember and you misspoke. Don't sound like an advocate to me. If he's an advocate and he's saying I'm correct, then what am I? Because he's calling me a liar. So what am I if he's an advocate? If he's telling me you're correct, I misspoke. If he's an advocate, then what am I? Because he's calling me a liar and everything else under the sun. D-Town, what you think about what you just heard, bro? Second time he said, you're correct.
It was many more times after that, but I don't understand why people, they not listening. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you got evidence right here catching this man lying. And that man, he said, well, when? Soon you brought out the evidence and do humble yourself down and say, yeah, you're right. If you wouldn't have never had that evidence, Manager Marty, the man would have been still holding 10 toes down on that lie. Don't blame it on old age, because old age ain't stop you from getting that paper. It ain't stop you from lying. So don't blame it on no old age. The problem is Manager Marty came sharp. Manager Marty happened. And
your signal was fading when you said Manager Marty was sharp. Your signal started fading after that, brother.
I said that Manager Marty was sharp. Manager Marty was the professor and Victor Conti was the student. You know what I'm saying? We got evidence right here and people don't want it. People mad at us because we are educating the people on this man lying. We ain't even lying. We're not even lying. We using this man's own word, and you got people saying that we lying and we hating. And you got Victor Conti out here talking bad about other people and talking bad about us, but we hate. This man is in this man comments almost every day. Manager Marty in D-Town is living rent-free in this man's mind. But now one of y'all said anything about this man hating and this man lying. But y'all out here talking about us. You should be glad and happy that you got Manager Marty, D-Town, and the family. Everybody in the audience is sticking together, holding down the fork, holding this man accountable. Because guess what? I need to know. Manager Marty need to know. Y'all need to know. The fighters need to know. The promoters need to know. The coaches need to know. The sport of boxing need to know that this man can't be trusted. So why this man out here asking for things? Y'all need to tell that man. That's what y'all need to tell him.
Double salute to my guy, my good friend over 30 years. Rod Day, what's going on, big dog? Thank you for your support and contribution to the channel. And apparently even Rod Day is listening to the words of the brother Victor Conti, and he don't even make no sense telling everybody he's been an advocate since 2005. But the question on the floor today is Victor Conti an advocate or an avenue? That's the question on the floor. And I'm going to play another excerpt. Let me get right to it. Thanks again, Rod, for your support and your contribution, brother. Now, let me give you context. I asked Victor Conti straight to his face about random testing. See, here's the thing I love about myself, that if I got something to say to somebody when they ain't around, it's because I'm willing and already done said it to their face with no problem. And I said it to Victor Conti's face when he was here. When I asked him about random testing and told him, I don't believe in the system of random testing if everybody's being pre-notified. Let's hear what his response was as an advocate when I told him that.
5 different prohibited substances.
So back to my original question. When we talked about the frequency, and we talked once every 10 days, and of course the frequency has to be more than that.
And the number of tests that are being performed, and it goes into the word you asked about, stringent. Stringent,
right? And
yeah.
we talked about VADA actually saying on their website 8 weeks standard-wise. I'm going to use your term standard-wise. 8 weeks prior. So
it's like a sticker on a car in the window. Right. When you go up and they say, well, here's the standard for this car, but we've got all these extra things. We're going to 12 weeks. Therefore, it's going to cost you more money.
Right. So now that we have established that, where let's say 8 weeks prior is the standard, in negotiations it can go 10 to 12 weeks, and then of course everybody would know that because payments have to be issued. And then you're saying stringent, which is the frequency and once every 10. When we hear all of these numbers as just fans of the sport of boxing, this doesn't sound random. Definitely to me, it doesn't sound like it's random because they're telling you 8 weeks prior to a bout, you're going to be tested. You use the word stringent. Let me finish real quick, Vic. You use the word stringent, but we also have you educating us. In 2011, I wrote the tape back and you heard yourself speaking on it and you said you stand by it, and even today, where someone can use EPO and manipulate this whole system that we're talking about. How is that random or at least unannounced?
I would say that it's better than no testing.
What the? What? What this advocate just say? What did the advocate say? Listen to the advocate. I asked him if everybody's notified. VADA has it listed on their website that 8 weeks before the fight. You're saying stringent is equivalent to once every 10 days within the 8 weeks of them being tested. Everybody seems like they know when the DCOs are going to come. And it's not unannounced. And it's not random. I told him to his face, that don't sound random to me. Did y'all hear what the advocate said? Did y'all hear him? You can hate on me all you want. Listen to what he said. Talking about I'm twisting somebody's words. Listen to the guy. I'm going to play that. I got to detail. I got to play that part again. I got to. Call me a liar. Let's play that part just again. This doesn't sound random. Definitely to me, it doesn't sound like it's random because they're telling you 8 weeks prior to a bout, you're going to be tested. You use the word stringent. Let me finish real quick, Vic. You use the word stringent, but we also have you educating us. In 2011, I wrote the tape back and you heard yourself speaking on it and you said you stand by it. And even today, where someone can use EPO and manipulate this whole system that we're talking about, how is that random or at least unannounced?
I would say that it's better than no testing.
What? It's better than no testing at all. He's subliminally acknowledging that there's no such thing as random unannounced testing. Is that an advocate or an avenue?